Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And my brothers and sisters, what I'm about to show you is literally in real time the Everytown for Gun Safety, Moms Ban Action, Giffers.org, all the gun control who's who. They are undermining their own point and honestly defeating themselves in their own statements. Everything that I'm about to show you is linked in the description box below, and we are about to take a trip into the letter that they wrote to the SCOTUS about banning bump stocks. Now, of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And with that, my brothers and sisters, let's get into this, because genuinely, in going after bump stocks in this letter, I think they actually defeated themselves. Check this out. As I said, everything's always linked because we bring receipts for this freedom quest. Check this out. Leading gun safety groups urge SCOTUS to uphold bump stock ban. That came out on the 21st, so yesterday. Well, that's interesting because you've basically got two different circuit courts, one saying constitutional, one saying unconstitutional, but they told us it was a done deal. Now remember, this is the important distinction. The whole point in question is the bump stock a machine gun, or is a machine gun a machine gun? Because the bump stock, you have a reset. Therefore, it is a single pull of the trigger. We all know it. Everyone knows it. That's why they're writing these letters. They're begging the SCOTUS to do what they want, even though they know they're up against the wall. In fact, here's where they start really undermining themselves. I'm going to read you the little 3-paragraph letter. Then I'm going to show you what they said where the whole backfire comes in. Today, 4 of the nation's leading gun violence prevention organizations, Giffords, Brady, Everytown for Gun Safety, and March for Our Lives, filed an amicus brief before the U.S. SCOTUS, basically trying to keep the bump stocks in place. Okay, fine, whatever. Or the bump stock ban in place. The brief calls on the court to reverse the Fifth Circuit's dangerous and misguided decision, invalidating a rule issued by the ATF that prohibited the production, sale, and possession of bump stocks, devices whose sole purpose is to enable semi-automatic firearms to fire like machine guns. Okay? This is very important. Like machine guns. If I fire more quickly than you can, does that make me a machine gun? No, it doesn't. They are up against the wall on this, and wait till I show you what they say in the little testimonials they signed. In 2019, you know all that issue, the devices harness the recoil of a semi-automatic firearm to enable continuous fire with a single pull of the trigger. False. Lie. Civilian ownership of newly manufactured machine guns has been illegal since 1986. The only problem is that's not what these devices do, which is why the Fifth Circuit ruled it unconstitutional to ban it. Now, here's what they say, and then we're going to get to their statements. For far too long, the gun industry was able to skirt federal law by producing and selling bump stocks, despite the deadly impact on our communities. And the ATF was absolutely right to categorize bump stocks for what they are, machine guns. No, they are not. Okay? This is incredibly important, particularly since they're calling them machine guns, but earlier on they said they're like machine guns. Okay? The nuance is incredibly important because they're gonna get smacked on this, all right? This is from the chief legal officer of Brady. This is a gun control group. Quote, bump stocks pose a unique, pernicious threat to our society. The threat these deadly devices pose can turn any American gathering, whether it be a concert, a parade, or a community festival, into a war zone. With a bump stock, a civilian can have access to what is essentially a machine gun, exponentially increasing the lethality of an already dangerous firearm. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Essentially a machine gun. I thought they said earlier that it was a machine gun. And then prior to that, they said it was like a machine gun. You see where they're going to get in trouble? They can't call it a machine gun, and they know they can't call it a machine gun, so they're using words like essentially and like. That's what they're doing. They're trying to build their case, even though it's built on sand, because it's not definition-based as a machine gun. But they can't say that because they want it banned like a machine gun. That's the key. Let me get to the next one. There's 2 total. This is classic gun controller. Bump stocks enable shooters to mimic the rapid firing capability of automatic weapons, essentially turning semi-automatic weapons into machine guns. Mimic the rapid fire capability, essentially machine guns. That's a different person. Weird how all of a sudden it's essential and like and mimicking, but it's not. The 1986 Gun Control Act says machine guns. Doesn't say machine gun-like items, things that can fire more quickly than others, because like I said previously, then in that case, Jerry Mikulek would be a machine gun. So what's an actual machine gun? That's the whole point here. They're trying to parse words and say essentially and mimic and like and but. it's not a machine gun. And they're saying it out of their own mouths. And now, let me get back to the actual lawyers involved that they're referencing. They sent this to SCOTUS. It was a privilege to represent Giffords, Brady, Every Town for Gun Safety, and March for Our Lives in this important matter. Congress has spoken clearly in banning machine guns and forbidding efforts to evade the ban with technical contrivances. Technical contrivances. That's what they're saying is not a machine gun, literally a reset of the trigger every time, whether it happens at your finger or it happens from the frame. The whole point is it's a reset of the trigger. That's the reason it was allowed by the ATF in the first place. They are dancing in a minefield. They can't say it's a machine gun, but it is a machine gun. It's a unique contravention. What is it? What is this? Technical contrivance. No, it's not a technical contrivance. What that is a semi-automatic firearm firing faster than you would like. It is not a machine gun. And the fact that they're dancing around this, but they still send it to SCOTUS, A, shows they have a pair, and B, shows they are weak on this. And this is going to be something to watch. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Let me know if I landed that plane, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.